Welcome to another edition of Love in Black with Tory and Teri, where we promote positive love conversations. If you'd like to be on the show, need counseling, advertise, or have your letter read, send us an email at loveandblack1@gmail.com.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri. And I know you guys are surprised to see us on here because we've been doing our thing on the radio, and we just wanted to do a special show for you guys tonight. And to be honest with you, we were missing it. What about you, babe?
Yeah, I was definitely missing this. I miss our Tuesday night deal when we get to get with you guys live. So this is a treat for us. Just as much as it's a treat for you.
It is. So for those that want to know, we are taking a season break, just like on television and all. We're taking a season break from the radio show, for the holidays and all. And we got some surprises coming to you for the radio show. And just like we did last year before we, announced it and everything, we're going to be making these little teasers and stuff. But we have some exciting news regarding the radio show. We got comments already. Myra, hey!
Hey, Myra!
we are so glad. We miss you too. We're so glad to be back here. And like I was saying, we have some exciting news coming for our radio program on KROI 92.1 FM and 10 Praise and 102.1 and HD, and hopefully we'll be on something else. Yeah. So anyway, with the season break and all, we'll probably be popping in on on the Facebook Live and YouTube just to say hey,
keep you guys updated and to say hi and happy holidays. People that we're linking with for the holidays, like that.
Yeah. So you want to tell them about our sponsors and all?
Yeah. So our sponsors, we are so blessed to have our sponsors. One being Armor of God Boutique, and my husband is wearing the shirt from Armor of God, and it has a bunch of stuff on it. It says, "Jesus is my God, my King, my Lord, my Savior, my helper, my refuge, my provider, my strength, my defender, my protector, my peace, my joy, my life, my all, my everything." And then I have this delicious beverage in my cup. My husband says the fight is fixed, which you guys know that. If you are a believer and you're walking with him, you already know it. And I say it. Mine says, "I'm going to pray for y'all," which I always use the word y'all. Ever since I came from Cali, I've been using the word y'all. That is my word. I love that word. So y'all, sit back. We're going to have a good time. Yep. But yes, that is our sponsor, as well as Gracie's. You guys know Gracie's is our sponsor on Kirby, as well as Valencia Couture.
Oh, now you can't say it.
I know, right? I'm not so shy. I know the beverage, I'm not sure. But it is Valencia Couture, and that is the place that does that. Of course, that is the boutique, the Glamour Boutique, where they have the gowns, the evening gowns. And there's events coming up soon, so definitely check them out. They do my dresses, and they have wonderful gowns for every event. Short and long.
I don't need them because I don't wear gowns.
No, you don't need it. You don't need it.
But anyway, hey guys, we thank you again for tuning in tonight.
Another show.
That will be another show. Not my show, but that will be another show. But anyway, tonight is not only special because we miss you guys, but we also have a special guest, our friend and fellow boss babe, with my wife and her additional organization on the side.
Well, yeah, that's going to be dropped soon. See, we told you guys we had surprises, but yes, that is my sis, actress and playwright, Deloris Akins. Akins.
Say it right. And
Disney Deloris.
And so she's going to be here to talk about a little bit about herself, but more importantly, her play, her hit stage play coming out, Wrath of a Broken Man. And we also have
in alignment with the whole thing we do. We all know that.
Yeah. So we also have one of the main characters from the show, Vashawn, and I almost said Vashawn Mitchell, but Vashawn Owens. And actually, that was a joke between Deloris and I, because we were kind of joking behind camera, and when she was giving me the name, I said, "What, Vashawn Mitchell?"
You know how he is.
Yeah. So we also have our letter of the day. I know you guys were missing that. So we're going to be talking about what to do when a man moves out of the house and in with his mistress.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be new for me too. So Yeah, my comments will be off the cuff. They're not rehearsed, that's for sure.
That's right. That's right. So we're gonna be right back after this commercial break, and stay tuned.
And now back to Love and Black with Tory and Teri.
Hey, and we're back. Hey, I tell you, we had two special guests with us tonight. We have Deloris Akins from the hit stage play. Actually, she's the playwright for that, Wrath of a Broken Man, and also the main character, Keith, on the show. And his name is Vashawn Owens. Let's bring them to the screen here.
Hey, welcome.
There we go. We got both of them.
Hey
guys.
How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you.
Hey,
guys
how you doing?
joining. We're good.
Glad to have you.
Hey, Vashawn, I guess you were back in the green room here. I guess you heard us kind of joke about your name a little bit.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Good. Hey,
It's our pleasure.
it's our pleasure. And Deloris, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, sister.
Whoop, whoop.
Right?
We got this little thing going. So.
Y'all looking good today. You guys are
Thank you.
looking well.
Thank you.
Feeling good.
Hey, look, we know you guys got your opening coming up next week, but we want to kind of ask you guys a little bit about you. Tell our audience a little bit about yourselves. But first, my wife has this little game that she plays, and Vashawn, she don't like to let the guys play.
No, it's a girl.
It's a girly thing. So we're gonna have to kind of sit back in the wing and kind of just wait till our turn.
Yeah. That's a wonderful way to put it. Okay, so you ready?
Hey, look,
Yes.
What's up, Marion? She say happy birthday, Queen.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So this is rapid fire. This is my game. A lot of times he tries to interfere. Just stay right here with me. Okay. All right, here we go. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Okay. Directing or acting?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a hard one.
Gotta pick one.
Man, I love acting.
Okay. Game night or movie night?
Game night.
Okay. Author or songwriter?
Author.
Okay. Competitor or cheerleader?
Cheerleader.
Okay. Self-help or self-care?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Self-care.
Okay. And last but not least, baddie or boss babe who prays?
You already know it. Boss.
Yes. It is wonderful.
All right, Rashawn, I got one for you, man.
Okay,
New
I'm
York,
ready.
New York or Texas? What you got, man?
I'm staying in Texas, where it's warm.
Where it's warm, I hear you. And I did 30 years right at 30 years on the East Coast, so I miss it, but I don't miss it.
Yeah.
And like we got this little cool spell right now, and I love it, man. I get a chance to wear my sweatshirt.
Yeah, I'm loving this weather too.
Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying this. But I just want to again thank you guys for joining in, and let me start with I know it's ladies first, but you got the biggest part, Deloris. So let me start with Vashawn. Vashawn, can you tell our audience who you are and how long you've been in the acting and all that good stuff?
Well, I'm Vashawn Owens, and started acting back in, I think it was 2013.
Okay.
Something around like that. The reason I got into acting is because I was watching the Jamie Foxx show.
Really?
Yeah, and the way Jamie came out, intrigued the audience, and captures his audience and the way his antics and all that. Not only as a comedian, but he also can be serious with his acting. So
and he brought some singing some singing, as we say.
Yeah, that too. Which I cannot sing or sing.
I was going to ask you what's in your repertoire.
Oh no, just acting.
Just acting.
Yeah.
You never know what God wants to do.
I know, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's cool, man. So you are the main character in the show here. You know, what do you like about being the main character?
Oh man, all of the attention.
That's probably why I think that's why people get into acting, right?
Yes, definitely. You know, I'm happy I got the lead role because actually when I came back to Houston and I auditioned for this play, and I didn't get the main role. I got the supporting actor, which is named Anthony. So now this time around, I'm the lead now. So I'm excited about that.
So what you do? You put something in his drink or something?
No.
You never showed back up? You never showed back up?
I just slid us some money up under the table.
Hey, where's that? I ain't seen it, man. So cool. So we're going to get into the plan a little bit. But thank you for that. You mind if I say D-Lo?
Oh my gosh, that's what people call me. So
really,
wow,
D-Lo.
Really,
everybody that I know named Deloris always end up calling him D-Lo, right? So thank you for the permission. D-Lo, tell us about yourself. Tell us, what do our audience need to know?
The woman
okay.
All of this wonderful acting and directing, drama, comedy, love.
Yes. So yes, I'm as you guys know, playwright. I act, direct. I kind of do it all when it comes to the production part of it. I love working with kids. I have a nonprofit called the Youth Acting Corner.
Okay.
So I work with kids. So that's like the gist of it, right? So I direct, I work with actors, and I like to help those who are trying to get into the industry and getting them information and helping them kind of like with the basic things of it, what you need to do, give them training on the basic things of it so that they can go and do whatever it is that they want to do when it comes to acting. So,
so when you were back in elementary school, were you Rapunzel or one of the main characters, or were you the tree?
So actually there was something in grade school where I was the lead. I forgot. I think it was what was that? Grease. It was something with Grease we did. And I was like the lady sitting there fake singing. I was like the main character doing the fake singing. I don't know. In high school, I actually wasn't able to participate into the dreams that I love because I got pregnant in high school. And so my dreams were like all put on hold because I had this, this child. And so
you could have played girl number 3 with the baby, right?
So I didn't have the opportunity to explore that. I was in drama in high school, but then things happened, and so I had to step up and be a mom, and so I didn't have that opportunity in high school to follow that. So as I grew up, went to college, still finished school and everything. Eventually, I was like, you know what? This has been a passion for me. I've had it inside of me, and I'm like, I know this is what God wants me to do. And so I just started writing my own stuff. And so I'm gonna put myself on stage.
There you go.
And so
I got you on the back end. Yeah, he was like, "Come on, I got you over here."
Were you applying?
Major purpose, okay?
Were you auditioning for things, and then maybe things weren't working out, and then you decided to do it on your own? How did that transpire?
Well, what happened was I'm from New York, so I'm from upstate New York. And I moved down here to go to college. And so, I'm in college, finishing school, and I didn't know anything about how to even get started with acting. I didn't know where to go. I've applied to certain stuff where you got to put money into it, but it wasn't the right thing. That you're not supposed to have to pay to have an agent and stuff like that. And so I just didn't know what to do. So I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to write myself and I'm going to do my own thing. And from there, it just like, God just was opening all these doors for me. Like he just made it happen for me. It was truly a blessing because I didn't know how I was going to do it, but he sent women my way and I was able to get stuff for free, space for free to utilize.
Yeah, you know it's God.
Yeah, that's when you know.
Pre-sold tickets.
Start opening totally. Fling it open.
Yeah.
Fling it open.
So that's how it happened. And that's how I kind of started working with people that are trying to get in the industry because I know how it felt. I didn't know how to get there. So I said, you know what? I want to help other people that don't know how to do it. Because what I did was for a whole year, I just stepped back from all of the production and I just put myself in different stuff. I auditioned for stuff. I got a lot of different things. So I created my demo reel. And so I submitted to an agent. I got the only agent I ever submitted to. They brought me in. And so I started working with them. And so then I learned. I wanted to learn everything.
Don't mind him. Don't mind him. Like I said, just look right here.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to learn it so I can show others how to do it.
Sure.
Gotcha.
And so that's when I, like I said, I got the agency. It wasn't like I had to pay to do it. It was just showing my talent. And so that's how I was able to do and then show other people.
That's wonderful. It's interesting because you said that you had gotten pregnant with your first child when you were in high school.
Yeah.
So what is the age group of those that you work with? Are there little people? Are there high school students? And you're giving back. What's the age group that you work with this accent?
I work from ages 7 up to high school. Yeah, so
okay.
it's a right.
So to freshman year or through high school, senior year?
Through high school. Through high school.
So all through high school.
So it's a couple of kids that I worked with. They're actually in their 12th grade now, so they're kind of focused on graduating and doing what they have to do, so they're not really into the acting thing now because they're focusing on school and things like that.
And
but
that's good.
But yeah,
to keep their focus, to have both and to be able to keep their focus. I know you encourage that.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
So let's talk about this play you guys are in, and not only in but have written here. Tell us about Wrath of a Broken Man.
Ooh, wee. So you want me to go ahead? You want me to do it, Bashan, or you want to start it off?
Well, let's do this. Let's say you started out from a woman's perspective, and then I want to hear Bashan's perspective on it. How about that?
Okay. So Wrath of a Broken Man came about because of personal things that I was experiencing. Well, I wasn't experiencing that I seen the men in my life experiencing. And so I'm like, it's not fair. Like, why do you have to go through this? Some women just, they can kind of get on your nerves. Like, why are you doing him like that? Or it was like stuff that I went through personally in my personal previous relationships and stuff like that. So a lot of this is coming from like real scenarios that have occurred in my life or that I've seen occurred in other people's, where I kind of like twisted things or whatever to make it a little different. But it all came from me saying, you know what, the men have feelings too. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to express that and show that we have to think about the men sometimes. I mean, sometimes, not all the time.
Wow. And neither is the woman, right?
I'm just going to call you Deloris again.
I had to get you back.
So, Bashan, let me ask you, how closely related are you, real Bashan, to the character Keith?
I'm gonna say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it probably a 6 or a 7. Meaning that I've dealt with a difficult baby mom before in my younger years. So it kind of hits home a little bit in some of the scenes, but also this play would it recognized that there are good men in this world that do for their children, oftentimes it gets overshadowed by the bad men that don't do anything for their kids. That's all we hear about. No one hears about the good dude that doing for their child, but the mother of the child is trifling. No, won't let them see the kids, want all the money, but never wanting to see the kids as anything, something like that.
Know what you mean. I know what you mean. So I think it's important.
Not with me.
Not with her. That's not her story at all. So let me go back to D-Lo. What's the story about? Give us a synopsis of the play.
Yeah, so Keith is in his man cave, and him and his boys kind of get together in the man cave, and they're sharing their stories about the things they're dealing with the different women in their life.
Oh boy!
So
like we do. This
yeah,
is what we do. Yeah.
So
they
what's happening is like
they do. Believe it or not, the men do just what we do.
You know they do.
I'll pray for y'all.
If you notice, both Rashawn and I said nothing on that.
Yep, exactly.
We know bro code.
Y'all ain't spoiled it.
So tell us about this. Just quickly about each character or how the characters relate.
Yeah, so basically what happens in the man cave is they're sitting there, they're talking about what's happening in their lives. And so as they're actually, what happens when they're telling the story, we actually see the story, right? So that's what it is. And so it kind of cuts to them, us actually seeing what happened with the wife or the ex-wife or even the employee that is not acting right. And so we have the different characters. So we have Keith, we have Anthony, and Anthony, he don't have a job right now. And so his wife is on him like, listen, what's up? What you doing? And he like, dang, like, what you want me to do? And so for him, he's kind of letting us see the perspective of the man and like how much pressure is on him as a man, because there's times where, you may get laid off or whatever, you don't have a job. And so as a woman, we just like, I don't care. You need to, you need to get your, you need to get up and get a job. So that's what's going on with Anthony and his wife. And then we have we have Keith, Anthony, and then we have why my mind just went blank.
Jose.
So Jose is the friend that he don't really have nothing going on, but he's like a mess starter. So he's just in there, you starting mess here and there with everybody being messy. So he the messy friend that's kind of like.
Now we can talk about them cats because that's not part of us. we can talk about them.
You have to know who you are.
Yes. So and then we have Jose. Help me out, Keith. I cannot think of
Bobby.
Oh, actually, I missed the two up. That's why I'm messing up, because Bobby's the one that had the issue with his wife. Anthony has the issue with his secretary not doing her job. So she's at work and she's not doing her job, but he's a really good boss. Anthony is a really good boss and he's trying to work with her, but she's kind of taking advantage of him a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Bobby is the one that has the issues with his wife. Bobby does. I don't know why I get those two mixed up. Yeah. So those are the four men that are dealing with. They're in this man cave. And then we have old school. So old school is like the older guy. He's kind of giving advice from an older man's perspective.
That'd be me.
So he's kind of letting the guys know, like, hold on a minute, wait a minute. Now, some of this stuff y'all thinking, you got to look at it in a different way. And he gives some godly advice to them. Yeah. And he's funny too. He's funny. And then we have another character, which is my character, Aunt Lois. And Aunt Lois comes in as it's just kind of a comedic part that she does. And so I don't want to tell you a little bit about Aunt Lois.
Spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Because we want to talk about tickets and get to the show next week.
Right.
Definitely.
I just want to ask you something, and that is, what kind of advice can you give from writing these plays from a romantic perspective as it comes, as it deals with relationships, men and women? Of course, we're counselors and we see it all, right?
Right.
And one of the things that, I remember I had a teen TV talk show years ago and I did for Valentine's Day, I kind of did, the guys against the girls, and they had to ask certain questions and play on teams. But what came out at the end is that the men are not the enemy. And starting that young, they're really not the enemy. And I had to point that out to the girls, as well as I think a lot of it is misunderstanding.
Right.
I think that the narrative that we're told growing up sticks and stays depending on what our parents or their experiences were, even if it's our older siblings, family members, and that's what we roll with. We're
Right.
out for with that. What do you have to say on it, both of you? Can you offer to that?
Well, I think in relationships, communication, we hear it all the time. You always hear communication is key. Communication. I think
It is.
people don't really know what it really means to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that if we were able to communicate better, because what happens is men and women think differently. It just is what it is. And if we can, what I believe is that women have to learn how to communicate the way that man needs to hear, and the man has to realize how that woman communicates. So we have to learn each other's love language and be able to connect the way that person can receive it.
Exactly.
Bingo.
And also too, I mean, I've learned this over the years, is that men need a minute to process. Women, you give it to us, we're out the door with it. Men are like, okay, hold on, wait, what? They have to process it. And we have to allow them that time to process it. So when they say, let me get back to you on it, it doesn't necessarily mean shut down or think in terms of God, delay doesn't mean deny. Let me process it. So I can give you a real, valued answer, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Also, I think that listening is a very good key, because often they're going back and forth and no one is listening to each other.
Yeah, they talk about each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And nobody's
passionate about what they feel. So passionate about what they feel.
And what both you guys said are very important. And one of the key things missing from that, though, is empathy. A lot of people don't show each other empathy to understand. Yeah. And Deloris, you made a great point in that you have to know the other person's love language or their communication style,
right,
in order to be able to communicate with them. Now, if you're on a job, you're going to get to know your boss's communication style, or you don't get paid, right? So what's the difference from being at home? If you're a guy, you may not get paid in certain ways, and
Oh man.
So let me ask this. Let me go with Bashan first. Bashan, how can couples relate from this show, or even men learning from what's going on in the man cave?
Faith. Just stay faithful, and always talk to God.
Mm-hmm.
More often than not, people only talk to God when they're in trouble, or something serious come in. But I think you should talk to God like in everything. And once people see this show, I mean, they will see that there are, they will realize there are good men in this world, godly men who care about their children, who have to deal with difficult women at times.
Good answer. Good answer. Myra says that she had to learn to communicate and ask God for guidance, which is, the emphasis of what we're saying as well.
Yeah, we need a different. We don't want to roll without him. It's a real slippery slope.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble when you start leaning on your own understanding.
Yeah. So, D-Lo, what is some advice that you can share with our audience to enhance their relationship based on your experience with these struggles of relationships?
Oh, I'm back on the good side. I'm D-Lo again. Okay.
D-Lo again.
So, with the play, I think what I would love for people to get out of it is, especially women, I think what I would love for women to do is give men a little bit more room. Give them some, like basically what you were saying, give them a little time to do some things. Like if you know that this man is doing right and he's doing what he has to do, and it's little things that you may not like, you got to work with him a little bit. Whoa. Because as women, we are on a different level than they are, not saying that it's like a lower level, it's just a different one. And I think that if we can try to meet them a little bit where they are, then life would be a little bit more easier.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things I will say, and this happens a lot, is that depending on one's upbringing, especially if there was not a father in the house, then if they saw a mother having to play both roles, a lot of times a female can bring a lot of that masculine energy, and it just starts to butt heads. And I always tell women, let a man be a man.
Yeah.
That is so, you have to unpack that, because that can mean on so many levels. And you can still make a valued decision.
Right.
But you let a man be a man. And it'll show. It'll show. And you'll have more information than you need to make a valued decision, right? Right.
I'm telling you. And that's something that I had to learn myself, because with my previous marriage, there was a lot of things I had to like step up and do, to whereas when I came into my marriage now, he like, listen, I got this. Like, and I'll just be like, wait a minute, so I had to like check myself.
So you had to let go of that masculine energy that you had.
Yeah, and it's like a fish out of water if it's something you're not used to. It takes
right.
You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even with my husband, when we first got together, you know, he opens every door. I don't care if we're running to get a ice cream cone. It's like he's still, or let's go to the store and get some ketchup. I mean, it's still that, you know, that Southern gentleman, right? And I remember when.
Well, I declare, thank you.
So not that.
Not that.
But I remember telling my daughter when, you know, he would go to get our, you know, when our son and him would get the door, I'm like, don't you touch this. We're sitting in the car, right? Because they going around, I'm like, don't you touch this. Don't touch it. Because I also wanted to raise her for going forward. These are the things you look out. Again, let a man be a man. Like I said, it's so many different levels of that. Yeah. So in teaching, you know, my daughter, like, hey, you know, this is something.
Yeah.
So
guys, we're not at the end of the show, but we're at the end of this part. And this is the part where our audience really like to hear some advice from, right? And we have a letter of the day.
You guys are maybe not familiar, I'm not sure, but we get letters like crazy. And we have a lot over the years, and we still get them. So we always choose one on the show. And this is one of them. So, I don't know about it, so I'm going in fresh with y'all. I didn't know about the letter.
So if you guys can bear with us for a second, let me read the letter, and then we're all going to kind of go in on it, okay?
Okay.
All right. So today's letter of the day deals with a husband that has moved in with his pregnant mistress, and he wants his wife back, though.
You with me, sis? You with me?
I guess that 40% ain't working out for him over there. But anyway.
Time out.
Dear Tory and Teri, my husband and I have been together for 5 years, and although we both have had issues with infidelity, check that, however, we have gotten past those issues. But now he has a child product of his infidelity, and recently has left his family to live with his mistress. He realizes that he made a mistake and wants to come back. I told him to stay gone, but after him pouring his heart out to me the other day, I think we would like to try and make marriage work. How do we regain trust and work on communication so that this doesn't happen again? Oh boy.
Guess first.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see.
Deloris, you want to go first on this one?
Well, I mean, the key thing I heard was, first of all, they both did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't one or the other. They both did it. And so I think that if people can set aside things, because sometimes you learn lessons. You learn, you know what, I really effed up. Like, I messed up. And so if they both can like agree to like start, they need a lot of counseling. Oh. They need some counseling every week.
Sure.
They need Jesus.
Sure.
Boy, a lot of Jesus.
They need a lot.
I think they can make it work if they definitely get the counseling and they need individual counseling and couples counseling.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Vashon? What you got?
I would say if they want to do this again, the main issue they're gonna need to have is trust.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're gonna have to trust, since both of them has stepped out and did what they did. Although he has a product of what he done, I mean, they're gonna have to have trust. If they're gonna start back over, they should start from day one, be friends and date and build that trust up. Because if they don't have trust, they might as well go their separate ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's absolutely.
And I think that's one of the key things that she mentioned here. How do we regain trust and work on communication?
Well, okay, so I got Rob. Okay. I get it that y'all love each other and you messed up and you just was out there. Okay. I don't hear anything about God. I don't hear anything about their covenant, their vows, any of that. I do hear that he's sorry and he wants to come back. But he moved out, moved out to another home. Right?
Family.
So
there's no coming back from that.
You moved out, like boxes and all,
Well, he just took his boxers.
But to move out. So there's a lot of confusion there. God's not in confusion. He is not the author of confusion. And so they would have to start with a completely clean canvas. And I believe what you were saying, Vashon, I stand wholeheartedly with that. They need to really determine their why. What's your why? Yeah. In the first place of why you're even together? Are there children from your marriage, previously that you're going to be bringing this in? Because of course this child is innocent. It's all get out, right? So it's coming into this. The baby mama, what's that situation going to look like? So there's so many unanswered things here, but the bottom line, what's missing is a foundation. Yeah. The foundation is confusion. And to bring a child into that, it's just so unfair to the child. So the individual counseling, absolutely, but the real soul searching of why do it again? Why this time around? What is it about this time around that's going to be different? Because I can easily see that if she took too long, then he starts cheating with her on this other, because they're cheaters. So there's so much unanswered. There's so much unresolved. Even obviously the previous cheating was never resolved. Right. It was just like, you cheated, I cheated. Okay, we even.
That's what it sounds like.
No. So there's so much that's unresolved that they would really have to get some foundation, because they're on quicksand right now and they're trying to build a life going forward that is it's failing already.
Yeah. Myra say, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Myra, I'm talking from a counseling standpoint. Your own personal views. Yeah.
Yeah. She said friend zone. They need Jesus and a whole lot of deliverance. You know what?
So they definitely need counseling, individual counseling first and foremost.
Yeah, and you've heard us say a lot about situations of infidelity. I learned to look at it a lot differently now in the last few years since we've been counselors. And I used to this thing, and I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a cheater back in the day, long time ago, right? And the thing is that you can change, right? Yeah. But this guy, both of them, they've been together 5 years. Cheating, has been a part of their culture, a part of their dynamics, right? And
it's their get down.
It's their get down. It's their dance.
Mm-hmm.
He took it a little far, however, by having a child outside of the marriage, and then he went to go stay with her. And I was not joking earlier when I said I guess that 20% wasn't good enough, dude. Not only is that 20% not good enough, but you left a child there, or you're planning on leaving a child, and I'm calling a thing a thing. Dude, you wrong in all categories. And
I have a question.
What's that?
So are men really out here with no helmets? Like, really?
I don't know what folks are doing.
I'm like, okay, so I would think that is reserved just for the wife. Now, obviously, he's out here. The wife is not that. It's not that sacred, obviously, right? But I mean,
doesn't even care.
I mean, because this is also a life thing. So this is not just a child thing. This is a life thing because of unprotected sex. I mean, we know what this is today. We're living in 2021 in 3/4. Okay, so I mean, sexual diseases and death is real.
Yeah.
So for him, you know, I mean, you're not a teenager. Come on, you're a grown man. To not think this through first, I mean, I really doubt this was the first time. You know what I mean? I just kind of doubt that. So to just be out there like that, there's no regard for your life, for your wife's life. I mean, and even your partner, if, you know, because of exchanging, right? I mean, so it's just a mess. So I really wonder, I would think that if this woman didn't mean as much, or if it wasn't, you know, it was so cavalier, such as the other infidelity moves.
Yes.
I mean, you know, was it just Russian roulette? You know, or is this just how, you know, again, when we're talking about their get down, I mean, I was wondering though, I mean, as far as men are concerned out here, just no helmet like that. Like, is that a man? You guys, I mean, the man cave, right? These are discussions. Is this kind of stuff talked about? I mean, is this a bro code thing? What is this?
Well, first of all, I'm not like that. All right. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Like that.
I'm not like that. Second of all, you're gonna hear guys say, "Well, you know, one thing led to another, and bam, here we go. You know, this happened, right?" I mean, it's all excuses.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is, I mean, you know, if you're having protected sex, that means that, you know, you have some kind of conscience at least, right? These dudes that's out here just hitting and quitting and having babies and stuff, there's no conscience there. There's no, you know, there's no need to wear protection because they don't even care about themselves.
Yeah, so the whole idea of, okay, I'm gonna have, you know, I'm gonna have child support. If not, I'm gonna have to raise this child. There's none of that. There's none of that forecasting or that. There's none of that.
There's
in the moment,
none of that.
Totally, completely, thoroughly reckless in the moment. Yeah. Okay, I thought so. I just wanted.
Yeah.
Well, people are living just for today. People are not.
And that's the point we were making.
Reckless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Negligent. All the above.
Exactly. So to answer that, I mean, I could say it's a personal choice, but then I'm sounding ridiculous, just as ridiculous as one of them. Right? It doesn't make any sense. But the thing is that you got a whole wife at home. Why are you out here doing these things, right? You know,
well, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because it goes back to what D-Lo, my girl, said, boss said, the communication. That's what it is. Folks are not communicating their needs. Folks are not communicating, hey, I'm going to need this, or I'm going to need you not to do that. I mean, you know, whatever the case may be.
No more.
Having those conversations. And I mean, it could be something as simple as the way you talk to me, the fact that you don't have a job. You know, I mean, it's things that you wouldn't, it doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have, because, you know, emotional affairs take place too. There's so much to this.
Yeah.
There's so much to
So let's answer her question. How do we, first of all, I wouldn't suggest you get back with him. I would let him stay where he is. Okay. Let him
be
sort.
Yeah.
Let him sort his stuff out. You know.
Yeah.
Take him to court. Get your child support. Get your, you know, spousal support. Whatever you got to do. You know, and that way he know he ain't gonna make that mistake again. Remember, you used to get a whipping, you say, "I know you ain't gonna do it again," right? So spank him in that regard. And as far as how do we regain trust? Again, it starts with your individual self, right? Because both of you guys are complicit in this marriage, and as far as infidelity is concerned.
And you know what, too, baby? I will say this. When I met my husband, one of the things I think, because we're a blended family, so we both have been married prior. You've got to do some soul searching in the sense that you must be able to look yourself in the mirror. Remember the Michael Jackson song, The Man in the Mirror? You've got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself of what could I have done differently. Mm-hmm. You can't just be bashing her or bashing him. It takes two, you know, it's like, what could I have done differently? And I think once you start answering those questions, then you start to build that foundation for forward. If that is going to be a possibility, I don't want to just tell her flat out, get a divorce, that's it, because God can do many things, and that's not my place to say. Yeah. But I definitely want her to get all the help to do what she needs to do to to get herself solid. And I see Myra, what you're saying, tell her to get the love in the box. Absolutely. I mean, that's a whole nother thing as far as getting, as far as the referrals that we can give her to work on becoming whole. But that is definitely something she wants to do. Because once she does that, and even once he does his work, they're two different people after that.
Yeah.
They become two completely different people. And then that's where the real decision making comes into play.
Yeah.
So while you're broken, you don't make any decisions.
Exactly. And my wife said an important thing, whole, becoming whole. And that's where the individual comes in. That's where the prayers come in. That's where the committing yourself to Christ and having a foundation for your marriage out of Christ. Communication, we can't stress it enough. 100% of every one of our clients that come to us, the first thing that we ask is, what are your challenges? And the very first answer every single time is communication. So communication is very important, whether you know how to do it effectively, whether you know how to solve conflict with it, whether you even know how to take a break from it, cool off instead of arguing. All that is, a part of communication. So you guys need to communicate in the sense of, do you want this marriage and why? Ask yourself the question, why? I didn't hear in here at all, or see in here, read in here, I love him, we this and we, I didn't see any of that, right? But the thing is,
teamwork here.
What is the why? What's the why? Mine say, okay, on a real, I don't like to be a negative, but if a man can walk out on his wife and live with another female, you have issues, and he's heartless, and more to the unborn child. And then says, do not lower your standards, love you, and find yourself. Self-care. That's right. Ask God to guide you and give you clarity, to give you strength, and not feed into temptation that can lead into disappointment. When God closes one door, he closes it for a reason. It's not meant to be reopened. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
When
she
you
took
think
the words
about,
right. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to kind of touch back on communication, because I think when people communicate and they try it, right? They're like, well, I tried it. It didn't work. It's like you have to consistently try it over. I mean, it may take you guys months or even years, but you have to constantly keep working at it, and little by little. And the thing is that we have to be 100% honest and not be afraid of how the person's going to take it, because us communicating but not being 100% real, what's the point of us? What's the point of communicating? Exactly. And so we have to tell our true feelings about how you make me feel. When you do this, it makes me feel like I don't want to be here with you.
So we call that truth moment. And when you're looking each other in the face and you're saying, hey, when you cheat on me, it makes me feel this and that or whatever, And the second part of that is that person that's listening, you're just listening. You're not thinking about what you're going to say. You're not thinking about a rebuttal. You're not thinking about what the score is on the game. You're just listening, and listening for understanding and comprehension.
Exactly.
If you're not doing that, you're not getting, you're missing the mark on it.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of tit for tat here. It was like one upping or whatever and get back. And I think that, DeAndre Whitfield said it, and that is, serve it. We're to serve each other. This is your person. You picked this person. You took vows with this out of all the other people. You picked this person. So you serve one another. And if you come in with a servant's heart, I really think that, that's half the battle right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would like to tell a young lady, if she's listening, to let go and let God. Oftentimes God will move things out of your life, but we hold on to them, and we won't be able to receive the blessings that God is waiting for us. So, I mean, they've been going back and forth, tit for tat, for 5 years. Hey, let go and let God. God has something better for her.
That's right.
That's what I would tell her.
Was that Bashan or was that Keith?
Hey, that was Bashan.
All right. D-Lo, what's your closing argument?
With this situation?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I like to kind of give advice and not put my personal opinion in it, but put in what what I think. I think that they need to pray about it for sure. I think they need to pray about it, see what God wants for them to do, because maybe they weren't even supposed to be together in the beginning.
First place, exactly.
Maybe that wasn't even the right marriage for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like to pray about it and ask God, like, is this what you wanted me to do? Because maybe it's not.
Yeah.
And you know, my ultimate thing is like you have to be whole within your heart yourself. Like you got to figure out because why did you cheat? Like what made you cheat? You weren't happy, and you're like, what's gonna change? Like you were saying, Terry, like are y'all gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again because you've been cheating before.
It's their game.
What's going to change? What's the foundation of it? And I think that if people can be honest with one another and maybe they can just be friends.
Well, you know, one of the things I always say is wherever you go, there you are. And in this particular situation, that's just what happened with this guy.
Yeah.
Wherever you went, there you were. You're running from you.
Yeah.
Do your work. Do your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Was that your closing?
That's my closing. It's simple.
It's simple. And you know what? It is simple. First of all, you know, God first. Scripture says seek wise counsel and everything. So get a counselor, get some individual counseling before you do the couples counseling. Get yourself whole. Know what your deal breakers are. Know what your core competency for your marriage should be, especially the deal breakers. You know, do you want someone that may potentially cheat on you that has a history of it? Come on now. You got to think. Yeah,
you want to seek understanding, and that's to understand yourself first.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I got to. Because I mean, we talk.
She's listening. I really
talk about this all the time.
This is how like I need help. Like she didn't even know what to do, and just the fact that she had to go to somebody else, it's like she didn't even know where to start with this. You know, it's a dilemma.
Yeah.
It's a dilemma, and it's also a heart. There is some heart here that she's got in this.
Yeah.
You know, she's trying to make a rational decision, but there are some heart things too.
Yeah. All right, guys, we love having you guys on, and we love you guys. That I know this is a shock to our Facebook fans because we pulled our show from Facebook a long time ago because you know how Facebook does. I'm dissing Facebook because I want them to know. Anyway, so that's why we went to YouTube because our audience is much larger there, or whatever the case is. You know, you don't want to get our message out, we'll get it out ourselves. But anyway, we thank you guys for coming on, and we thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be here all week. Just, you know what I mean?
I should tell Deloris. Okay, so listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you really quick. This Deloris is going to give you all the information you need about this play. We're going to also join you guys on Friday night. We will be there, so we'll be able to have a chance to meet my husband and myself. But Deloris, tell them everything about the play, where they can find you and all the goodies.
Yes, so if you want tickets, you can go to ddshowbiz.com. That's ddshowbiz with a Z.com. Facebook. You can also, so the play is on 1960 and 59, right there by Italiano. So a lot of people know Italiano. So, we're right there in that shopping center there. We're an intimate venue. So we're going to have some fun. Tickets are $25 pre-sale, but at $30 at the door. So definitely suggest get them beforehand. And we have Thursday nights, Friday night, and we have Saturday night. But we also have an earlier show at 5:00 too on Saturday. So that's November 11th to the 13th.
All right.
I put it it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
We'll post it on our page too, so that you'll know where to go and get tickets and all the goodies.
Yeah. But Sean, tell people what they expect to see from you in the play, and if you have any other projects you want to share.
Yes. What they're going to see is a lot of excitement, comedy, and realness of the play. And I think, well, I know they're going to enjoy every minute of this play. It's an excellent play. We have excellent actors. just the bomb.com director.
Hey, y'all not giving up too much of bro code, right?
No. We ain't giving up too much of the bro code. We gotta keep that. We gotta keep the bro code to each other.
There you go. Act like you're at the barbershop.
Oh my God.
With half of their things.
Guys, we really appreciate you coming on with us tonight and taking time out of your schedule. And for those of you that are watching us, we're so glad to see you. Until next time, we love you with the love of Christ. Make love, not war. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Peace.